Hello everyone. So I have the rough idea for the Firebird, street machine, 70s feel, all that fun stuff, which should be pretty fun. Now the next two steps are the most important of my work. Now the first is getting rid of all the chrome, so that's taking a bath in some LA Awesome Cleaner. I like that stuff because it's about the least toxic option, and more importantly, it removes the yellow varnish that's underneath the chrome. That stuff is usually pretty thick and robs a lot of the detail. So these will marinate for about 24, 48 hours and then rinse with water, and I should be able to clean up and go about my business. But more importantly than that is a critical look at everything, to see how everything's going to fit together and how much cleanup or work I have to do. I always think towards the final assembly when everything's painted and you're being careful, because any mess ups or wrong parts or warpage or anything like that, that's when it shows its face. I see a lot of people paint parts on the trees and everything else and then go and, get into assembly and then have a problem and post up, hey, how do I fix this? How do I fix this? So we're dealing with injection molded plastic, and I've never met a molded or cast part that didn't require a degree of cleanup after they're done. And typically that's part of the last process. There's a clean and trim before it goes out the door. With model kits, we have to do that. So the flashing, depends on the tooling age and everything else. So now we deal with warpage, which can come from the size of the part, or more often than not, it's just not given enough time to cool down before it's pulled out of the tool. They bang these things out in big runs, and it's kind of to be expected given today's quality standards. Like this tray for the interior here is really, really warped. It's almost 3/16 of an inch this way. Now we can glue all this together, right? And do our work and, kind of straighten it out and clamp it and do everything else. But I'll actually straighten this with a hairdryer. And the reason for that is I want to do all of these pieces separate, any detail work, any painting. And I'm also not sure if I'm going to open the doors on it or not yet. I would like to, because I would think it would be fun on this. And it's actually a very, very good candidate for opening doors. Anything without window trim up here, like the late 60s into the 70s and all that stuff, if you want to get into them to try to learn how to do it, this kit is really good, or even like the Camaro kit. And it has a decent rocker panel on it, so you don't need a lot of embracing there. And looking at the interior, there's nice big grooves in the door panels and everything. It's a pretty simple job to do that. But I just don't know how far I want to take this one yet. Which comes down to something I said before about accepting what the materials give us, right? That's kind of what I do with this now, is let the materials dictate what level I want to take the car to. So I could sit here and work all of this stuff and make it perfect and try to build the best model that I possibly can. But I already know, because of OCD, I'm setting myself up for disaster. So over the years, I've had to modify how I do things and accept what the materials give, like I said, and let the ideas evolve from there. Like, I have a bunch of ideas for this, but they might not be possible given how the parts fit together, or I just might not want to put the time into it because I don't feel it's worth it. I do spend a lot of time on these, but a lot of it is trying to make it as simple as I can to get the ideas together and just make a really nice model. I'm going to dry fit all this together and then we'll take a look at it. Now we're taped up here. I'm going to take a look at what's going on. The first thing that I notice is the rear tail section here. This guy. There's not a lot of positive locking or locating for it. There's really even not much to glue on there. Normally, I would cement this in and just do the body work and get it all nice and flat. But we have to split this quite a bit to get the frame down in there, and I'm afraid that it may crack if I were to do that. It'll be pretty simple. We'll just do some styrene locators in there. I'll do that in a later video if anybody tries to do stuff to this level, and that'll even be for like opening up the trunk if I decide to do that. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to open things up or not. We'll just kind of let it go with the flow and see what happens. I don't want to think about it right now, because this is just a fun build. The body's decent, it just needs a decent amount of cleanup work. We know about the interior problems, so we're still going to be a little wonky. I got the front suspension just sitting there. It only goes flush there, so that pin needs to be trimmed. That's no big deal. Another issue is the fitment of this cover underneath here. I don't know if we have a warp in the frame yet. I'll have to do the floor to get a steady base for the body for it to sit down on before I start looking at that. But we definitely need that fitting nice in there. So now with the hood and the engine compartment area, I am going to take this for the Pontiac theme at the show. And it also comes down to personal taste. And that's one thing that I do build to a lot, is just my personal taste. If I don't like something that's in the kit, or it may not, click the box on detail or whatever, I'll try to make it, or find something in my parts stash that might work. And that's just me. I'm not picky. I just know what I like. So we're going to go with a lift-off fiberglass style hood on this and eliminate all this stuff here. I could make hinges and everything, but that's a little bit too involved, so we just switch it and then we go lift off. And looking at this, it almost looks like it's modeled after a fiberglass hood, so that'll work out good there. And then the frame rails here, we can fill those really easy and kind of make it look realistic. Normally I would cut the fender wells out of here to make it look, lightweight streetcar race type stuff. But that leads to having to detail all the brakes and do all this other stuff and trying to keep it simple, so we'll leave those. So with the engine, it'll fit down there nice. I kind of put that together already. The mounts aren't realistic, but the front drive and everything else, and that'll kind of hide that, so that's no big deal. Control arms will look the part. There's no shocks on this. They actually use the stanchion here. We can wind some springs, put those on there just to make it look like a spring. That'll work out okay. Now, one thing I did notice is, typical, some of the Revell stuff, there's no steering box, no steering linkage. So we will remedy that. I have a lot of parts box stuff. I inherited a bunch of kits recently from a buddy of mine. His dad passed away and he did slot cars. So he had all this partial stuff, and he asked me if I wanted it. I was like, oh man, that'll work out good. We're going to use a steering box out of the Nova Pro Street kit. That AMT deal. Nice little manual box. We'll just stick that down there somewhere, make it look right. And the kit master cylinder I didn't like, so we'll use this little manual job from the Nova 2, and that'll be nice. Then with the lift-off hood, I can close that off. And then we'll do, with the heater box, we'll remove that. Close that out so it looks like the heater and the air and everything was taken out of it. Leave the wipers. We can fill that in and make it look right. And that'll work out pretty decent. Just enough detail to make it look, as correct as I can. And pick out the focus points of it when it's sitting there, We don't have to do a whole bunch of stuff to underneath. It's not bad under here, but we're going for the streetcar feel. So that'll work out pretty well. A little improvement over what's going on. I'm not sure about color yet. I was almost thinking black. I'd like to try black, but the body work and how straight this thing comes out will kind of dictate that. I was thinking about debadging it too. I'm just not sure what I want to do, so we'll just kind of let it tell me what it wants from there. Overall, I think it's going to work out pretty good. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the likes. Later.